Irish Yogurt's Clonakilty. Try a spoonful of delicious.
Yeah, listen, I just thought the weather was going to be so bad this week that we needed something Moorish, and this is certainly Moorish yet light at the same time. So it's really, really delicious, and people will be glad to hear it's really, really simple.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Could I even make it?
Absolutely, Alan. I actually think you could.
All right.
Actually, there you have it. There is hostage to fortune for you.
I'd be very popular at home if I could make this.
Well,
now.
Tommy, listen, what it is, it's low effort, but it's maximum impact, OK? Because it's a real kind of a showstopper. Now, it's very simple. So what I've got is I've just got a roll of the puff pastry. So just unroll the puff pastry.
So you're not making your own?
Not making my own,
So
absolutely.
that's fairness. That's why you're saying it's so easy.
It's very simple.
So you go in, you buy your puff pastry.
You get your convenience puff pastry. OK, open it out. Just make sure that's not stuck to the parchment. And then just pop it over on the other side, maybe, just to make sure.
Can you get different grades of puff pastry?
Again, the one that you get mainly is the butter one. You know, again, what I would say to people when they're buying it, there's two ways you can buy it. You can buy it as I did, where it's in that kind of a cylindrical roll, or you can buy it in a block like a pound of butter and roll it yourself.
Right,
the beauty of this is that it has been commercially rolled, so it all is going to be the same length.
Great.
Now, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to just cut that in half. So again, you could use a ruler, or what I'm just going to do is just put one on top of the other, and if there has been a little bit of a discrepancy, you can just get rid of that.
And why is it very important that it's the exact same?
Oh, precision is key in everything, Alan. In everything, precision is key. Now, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a fork, OK? Or again, people who are doing a lot of baking might have like a pastry docker. But again, I'm happy just to use the fork. And what you're going to do is you're just going to prick the pastry all over, and that will just prevent it from, you know, rising, you know, really, really dramatically. OK, with puff
pastry docker. Do you have a pastry docker?
Oh, I'd say he has.
No, I do not.
Yeah. There's anyone listening now that can send you something in for Christmas.
I have a fork, now, Christmas present.
There we have it. So I've just docked the pastry just like so. Not overly, but just kind of put plenty of little bits on that. Then in here what I've got is I've got a mixture of egg and milk. So I've just got one egg with just a spoon of milk or so, just to make up a lovely little egg wash. OK, so what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to brush that over the top of the pastry. And again, no more than the ladies with the fake tan, just make sure that you get every little bit, OK?
Sorry,
you need to get every little bit.
Sorry to ask, you know, but do you need to have milk in it, or is egg on its own all right?
You need to have the milk in it. I'll tell you why, Tommy, because the egg on its own just ends up being a little bit thick. So I just want to have it. You see where I'm painting it on there? But I don't really want any little bits of, like, egg stuck on top of it. So the egg with the milk just makes it that little lighter or looser. Again, if you didn't have milk, throw a bit of water or something into it, just to lighten it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop that on to my tray, just like so. I might squash the second one on there as well. OK, so pop the two on the one, and then into the oven, 180, 350, gas mark 4, and we're going to bake that for about, you know, 18 minutes or thereabout until it's nice and crisp. OK?
You'll see it, though.
You'll see it, yeah, absolutely. You'll see it rise.
This is never going to be raw or anything like that.
Never going to be raw. But again, of course, puff pastry, when it's baked, should have that lovely layered effect.
Yeah, look
so
at that.
there is the resultant mixture. Then over here, what I have, it's very, very simple now. What I've got is I've just got some whipped cream. I'm just going to stiffen that up a wee little bit. OK, so I've got some of that whipped cream, and to that I'm going to add some of the Irish Yogurt Clonakilty. Now, this is gorgeous. This is a custard-style yoghurt, OK? So it's like a custard-flavoured yoghurt. So it's absolutely delicious, obviously on its own or with a granola or something with that lovely custard flavour. Or what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add that in to the cream.
That'd be perfect for you, Al. You always love your custard.
Yeah, well, the custard's
saying you need more
lovely.
yoghurt.
So give that a little mix.
I'm thinking about my gut health.
Well, listen, Alan, you'll be lepping out of your skin after this morning. Absolutely. Lepping out of it. Now, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to
whipped cream did you put in that?
Now, I had about 9 fluid ounces. I just have a bit extra this morning because I know that when the cameras stop rolling, I'll have a big family to feed.
Now, why did you put a dab of cream there?
Just to keep it in position. I put a bit of cream on.
See, I thought that's... I would have said that was upside down. I would have put it the other way.
No, I'm going to put it nicely because I want to have it nice and flat, you see, Alan. So I want to have it nice and flat. There I've got my cream. I've also got then a little bit of fresh fruit. So whatever type of fresh fruit that you want. And again, of course, when we see fruit on top of anything, doesn't it always look really nice and healthy? And I'll just take a little bit of strawberry. I worked with a lady years ago and she used to always tell me that fruit sells. So at the end of the day, we used to put a bit of fruit on top of all the desserts. And as sure as God made apples, by the end of business, they'd be gone.
People would go, oh, that looks lovely.
Now, in on top of that, I'm going to put my other layer of pastry. And then what I have a little bit of boiling water here just to keep it nice and hot. What I'm going to do is... I just had some boiling water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix together some boiling water and some icing sugar. And I'm going to make what's known as a water icing or a glacé icing. OK?
For the top of it.
And I'm just going to drizzle that on the top. So again, what you're doing is you're just adding the water very sparingly with some icing sugar. But again, correct it if you go wrong. You know, it doesn't matter. It's not a deal breaker. If you go too thin, just add another little bit. If it's too thick, just a really nice glacé icing. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ad hoc drizzle that like a kind of, you know, you'd do with a lemon drizzle. I'm going to do that over the top, and that just gives it a lovely little bit of sweetness. And then he's left me a few. I have some of the toasted almonds that are hot from the oven.
See, now, I wouldn't do the toasted almonds. That's ruining it.
Yeah, and again...
Put more on.
Well, when you were making yours this evening, you can leave the almonds off. But a little bit of fresh fruit on the top, just like so. Just push it.
Yeah, as you said, it's so simple.
It's so simple,
fab.
But it is minimum. Remember what I told you? It's minimum effort and maximum impact. Little bit of icing sugar over the top and a lovely platter, a pot of tea, and there you go.
So
Can we
all
have
that
some?
is cream, the yogurt, custard, and the pastry. And
it's
that's
the pastry, yeah. So have a little bit of that, and then
do you
what
like
I'm
the
going...
corners?
Yeah.
And then the lovely icing on the top, Alan. And then what I would do with it, you have some of this cream infused with the
custard.
Clonakilty, Irish yogurt, Clonakilty, custard-flavoured yogurt, and another little bit of that on top. And as I said, very simple, very Moorish. But I think, you know, if you're looking for something to get out of jail free, if you have visitors coming at the last minute, it's just a showstopper in the centrepiece.
And remind me of the ones you can buy in the shops. Like, you know, they're just lovely.
But better.
But better. Much better. Edward, always a pleasure. That is delicious. That looks